Hello everyone, PsycheSiren here. I hope you guys are ready. We are about to play a homebrew that Teeth Whitener has been working on for, I want to say, several months. I don't know how this is gonna go. Stella, could you not be a hoe for 1 second? Anyway, sorry, the dragon had to clean herself. Anyway, thank you all for joining, and thank you for being so patient. I don't know why I've been so sick this week. Are you done, Missy? Are you done being a nasty dragon? We don't appreciate that, young lady. Don't do that. Oh my gosh. But anyway, let's go ahead and start our shout out to all these lovely, lovely people. Shout out to Owl, Autumn, Epic. Oh, hello, Epic. Osendono. You little tit. You thought I wouldn't see that? You hurt your hand. You little freaking Osen, you gotta take care of yourself, says the very sick woman. Hello, Oddling. Hello, Cube. Oh, hello, Gil. Gil is in our party. We have Gil, Bevan, Swampy, and me. And Teeth Whitener is our DM. Oh, this is gonna be great. I don't care if there were dogs on the screen. Mister, take care of yourself. Hey, hamburgers. Hello, hello, Decoded. Oh my gosh. So many wonderful people. Oh, hello, Mother. Mom, we're about to play a game that my husband has created the story for. So, get ready for that. Yeah, everyone on staff has to take care of themselves. Autumn, I'm better. My throat doesn't hurt as much, but like, I'm still having to do just like one stream a day, and it's not fun. We may go see the doctor on Tuesday. Don't worry, I'm okay. I don't have COVID symptoms. I'm just a disaster. Scrubs, you're on staff. Give it time. I have Osen. Her dogs are really cute. Gil, probably because she's had it up to here with y'all's nonsense. Hey, Finero. All right, guys. You know the drill. I will be talking to the party members, furiously texting y'all. Oh, she's already sleeping. Oh, my little baby bean. Oh, she's so cute when she's not licking herself. Oh my goodness. All right. Owl, don't you tattle on me. Let's go ahead and join them. Oh, hold on. I gotta unmute y'all from the movie night.
Oh sure.
No.
She remembers now.
I didn't mean to that one time. It's fine. Hello, everyone. Are you ready?
Aye, Captain.
Ma'am, I'm ready. Ish.
Wait, you're the DM. You're supposed to be the most readiest.
I mean, not really. We're supposed to do the heavy lifting.
Oh no. I have a 9 in strength, so y'all are gonna have to lift.
Oh, that's what Korg's here for. Don't you worry.
Oh god.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. I wasn't gonna talk like that, but if you want, I will.
Your prerogative.
I'm gonna talk like this, like I'm related to Jason Statham, but I'm not, because that would be weird.
Oh my god.
It would be. Don't think that there's any connection between this universe and the other.
Wait, Korg, what's your strength? You said you're gonna carry us, right?
Yeah, it's 17.
Wait,
That's.
I may have written your info wrong.
Oh, yeah, that says 11 right there. That's not right.
I think that meant to be a 17.
It should be. Let me take a look at what you have and what I should have.
I was
It
very
should be
sick when I worked on the overlay, so
17
you know.
strength, 12 dex, 18 con, 11 intelligence, 12 wisdom, and 13 charisma. So the
I
only
got
one you got
everything
wrong
else
is
right.
strength.
I got everything else right.
That's okay. We'll just tell everybody that you messed up horribly.
No, don't tell them. No.
We don't need to tell them they're hearing at all. So.
Oh, they are? Oh
That's
my goodness.
true. They are.
I didn't know we were live yet. Like, I'm sitting here, like, chatting as if we're fine, and... Ooh. Yeah, guys, that 11 strength is supposed to be 17.
It do be like that.
You know, they don't expect skill from me, so really, I'm just in character.
Yeah. And don't
fine.
worry,
Exactly.
low stats of mine are legit. Corinne was there when I rolled them. I know having a 17 and 18 at level 1 are very nice, but hey, Colette has one. I don't feel as bad.
Yeah.
I'm rolling the double 18, so
So I can't say that I was here
Yeah,
for her.
go ahead and brag,
so-
everyone.
Oh, here, I can turn my volume down a
Don't
bit.
you freak
Or my
Oh,
gain.
I manually changed the volume. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm with
I
Gil
got a
and
sup-
Swampy. Don't.
I've got my
supposed to
my
me.
super fancy microphone picks me up like crazy. So
Yeah, Gil's a wizard. This is the character art for Gil's character's actually OC. He's all fancy with his character.
Yeah.
oh, I just looked up half orcs and just
He's got
browsed
canon.
the boyfriend manual.
The
And went, oh, that's a
boyfriend
good one.
manual.
Well, I mean, if you've seen the art for Thrall and all the orcs from World of Warcraft now, like they all just look like whole husbands, man. Like,
Oh, they're husbandos. Oh, I need to get
oh
to
my
Googling.
gosh, I'll give you a Google.
So, Mr. Whitener,
Yeah.
take us on a journey.
Okie doke.
On a trip.
So, how much do you guys remember from session 0? Like, it's fine if you don't remember anything. If
It'd
if
be
you
good
don't
to
remember most-
recap it for stream,
For
you
chat,
know,
Yeah.
for those
Okay.
goblins.
I mean, we remember every detail, but
Yeah, I remember all of them, but my friends here they don't. So
Okay. So, here's the deal. This is the same setting that the prologue for the one shot from Saturday occurred in. Basically, it's all a continuous world. The prologue happened roughly concurrent with the events that are happening today, but maybe not exactly. I haven't worked out a calendar yet. So, more or less, this is right around the same time that all the stuff happened on Saturday. Basically, here's the deal. So, thousands of years ago, there was a war over what was going to happen with all of the mortal races. Would they be able to be godlike, or would they be basically slaves or destroyed because they don't like them anymore? And that war was called the War of Mastery. Many people died, and eventually the evil gods, known as those below, were very close to destroying those above, who are the quote-unquote good gods. Well, a great warrior heroine, queen of the elves, Eravia, led the last, basically similar to War of the Last Alliance against, the armies of Sauron, blah blah blah. They killed them, imprisoned the big bad evil god, and the world was saved once and for all. So, over time, the world has changed shape, and now, some several thousand years later, the world is mostly controlled by an empire known as the Eightvarian Empire. The city that you guys are in right now is known as Janisport, but was previously known as Tolenstad, named after Tolan the Conqueror, Tolan the Rheamerin, the Emperor of Iberia, who conquered much of the world and united all of the houses in Iberia proper. So, basically, they colonized this city across the ocean, the details of which aren't really relevant right now. But at some point, a few years ago, the city rebelled successfully and declared independence from the empire. The queen, Janice Poniel, became the queen of this new kingdom that's established in this colony. And right now they are enjoying massive growth in their country. The rebellion of Novendra basically gave courage to a lot of smaller countries to rebel as well. And these smaller countries, or not smaller countries, these countries that are closer in proximity to the Empire's strongholds, include one major country known as Myland. In Myland, they worship a god known as Lucius, whose worship is banned in Iberia. And long story short, the basically to solidify a relationship between Novendrock and Myland built a large temple to this god named Lucius. The Avarians did not like this, but they can't do anything about it because they are not a vassal, because Novendrock is not a vassal state to Iberia anymore. So, in the next week or so, the temple to Lucius will be dedicated to the god himself. And there have been a series of feasts leading up to it, a large celebration week to basically signify an alliance of Myland and Novendrock / Janisport, the city. And today is one such feast. I don't think I need to tell you, but things will probably not go the way that the planners of this event were planning. So, before we delve too deeply into that, your characters.
I'm sorry, you broke up the tiniest bit in that last sentence.
We'll start with, what was that?
I said you broke up in that last sentence, but I think I've already figured it out from context clues.
You want us to introduce what awful people we are in this campaign?
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, there's been a series of feasts dedicate to this temple, and all of you have received an invitation to this event, or you live nearby and you decide, hey, what the F, let's just go.
I'm gonna show up.
Yeah, basically.
Totally got an invitation.
Definitely just a street rat checking it out.
Well, I just assumed that they forgot mine because I'm an important member of the community. I don't know why I wouldn't go.
Right. Of course.
Oh, these are not twist-off thoughts.
So we'll start with Gil because he's the first on the left, and we will go down until we get to Swampy. Tell us a little bit about your character, Gilliam.
All right. So, my name is Fira. I hail from the desert. I traveled around with a different tribe, an interesting group of individuals that I won't reveal too much about. But I learned many magics from them. I learned to study magic, and all of its wonderful gifts it can give you. I am a fire genasi wizard who has taken that knowledge of magic and expanded it to not only change reality, but even challenge death. Now, that being said, I am a little bit more reserved. I've been traveling around looking for more information and more knowledge to increase my studies. There is a curiosity of mine that I need to satisfy. And well, I've just stumbled upon this town at the time of a feast. And I figured, why not? Why not check it out?
Okay, interesting. So you're basically just here because you're traveling the world. You're not very world wise. So you decided, hey, there's a big feast going on. Why not visit?
Very much the nomadic lifestyle.
Right. Okay. So anything else you want to add to that, Gilliam?
I think that's all for me.
Okay. Psyche, tell me a little bit about your character.
My name is Colette Dorsey. I am a cleric of the great, wonderful, beautiful Lucius. And I don't understand why we're letting these new people into the celebrations. I personally thought it was for those who were loyal to my god, but I suppose in his glorious way we should let even the lowest of us all join. I have been dedicated to this lifestyle since I was 12. A nomadic tiefling. We come from a very icy area in the mountains. It's quite beautiful, but this life is far more preferred. But yes, it's all I have done, dedicated my life to our glorious Lord and Savior, and that's about it.
Praise Lucius. So
Praise
you're basically,
Lucius.
You're basically here because this is your homeboy, and he's getting his big old finally getting respect.
Well,
from
I would
the
call
common
it a
folk.
bit sacrilegious to call him a homeboy, but yes, he is a man of my home, so he is a home man. But yes, good job.
Okay. That brings up Bevan's character. Tell us a little bit about your boy Korg.
Alright, my name's Korg Strongarm. I'm a respected member of the community here. I've lived here my whole life. I'm well known for my cracking knuckles, the fundraisers in the community.
Maybe it's just me. I can't
Oops.
hear you.
I turned my game down a bit because everybody was like, Bevan's really loud.
Okay.
Let me make sure I'm not messing with it.
Can anyone else hear him?
Yeah.
I can hear.
Can you still hear me?
Oh,
Yeah,
y'all
you're
can't hear
talking.
him. He's talking in the kitchen. Are your headphones set all right, honey?
They're fine. I just can't hear him. That's
Oh.
what's
That's really weird.
concerning.
Did he actually get muted?
Can you hear him now?
Okay, I can hear you. He's
Uh-oh.
not muted. I can hear him like blinking in and out.
Uh-huh.
Then it's probably your
That's
headset.
weird.
Ah, balls.
Oh, why
No.
Do not say
Just
balls
for
in front of
me.
Lucius.
Yeah, why would I hate just him? I try leaving the call and rejoining. Sometimes that will fix it, Teeth.
Okay, let's do
I
that.
thought you meant me. I'm like, I can go too.
No, because everyone else hears you.
Everyone leave.
Okay, not to be difficult, but can you start from the beginning because I didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, alright. I'm Korg Strongarm. I'm a upstanding member of the community here in Janesport. I've never left the community of Janesport, and I don't plan on leaving the community of Janesport. I'm well known as a philanthropist, and I plan philanthropic meetings at my inn, whether or not you want to participate in the philanthropic meetings. I'm well known to convince the local rich members of our community to donate to the rest of the community. And I went to this party, even though I didn't get my invitation. I assumed they lost it. But I'm here, and I'm ready to celebrate. And I look down at my hands. Loosen.
Ah, the great god Lucin.
Loosen.
Lucius.
Lucian.
Oh.
Luscious.
Ooh.
A great
Cheeky.
god of justice.
A good boy, Lucy Lou.
Is this part of the entertainment?
What?
Not yet. Not yet.
Then I get up and I go and grab another thing of cider.
Yeah.
Mood.
Okay. Last but not least, we have Swampy. Unless there's anything else that you want to add about your character.
No,
Korg.
I'm like if you were to took Robin Hood and mix him with Dom from Fast and the Furious.
I. Okay, that leaves Swampeth.
Hey, I'm Eviana Dorsey. I'm kind of a hotshot. That's probably why I was invited. Hometown. Well, we weren't really a town. We were a nomadic tribe in the cold, desolate ice mountains. But so I decided, I grew up. I was amazing at everything. Still am. I only get better. And so I thought I might as well travel the world and see the sights and save as many people as possible and get as many free drinks as possible. Anyway, so yeah, I'm kind of a big deal. It's probably why I was invited to this thing. So, yeah.
Okay. So, anything else you want to add?
Nope, I'm great. Hire me.
Okie doke. So, I think we should preface this by saying none of you know each other is here, even though, is it? Can I say the relationship that two of you have with one another, or is that secret?
I wouldn't call it a relationship, but you can surely warn the others.
Okay, Eviana and Colette are sisters, but they don't know each other, are here, and it would be hard to say they really even know each other because it's been forever since they've seen each other. But basically, all four of you have come here independently of one another, and that's the way that you intend to leave this place, independently. Having made no friends, no connections, and, just being. So, basically, the way that this building or this thing is set up, it's an outdoor feast because the townsfolk, the Temple of Lucius has generously supplied, or the religion of Lucius has generously supplied enough food for everybody. So even people who are common are able to come and get a bite to eat and, go about their business. Basically, everybody here there are many who were invited, but everybody here is just, free to come and go as they please. Kind of like in a sports event, even though it's not really a sport. So you can leave whenever you want, come whenever you want. You don't have to stay till the end just because you showed up. So all of you are sitting around here. The way that this plaza is set up, it's a huge plaza. It's about 300 feet by 600 feet in diameter, or I should say in dimensions. It's roughly rectangular. Around the central courtyard is a temple dedicated to several different gods. Lucius is not among them. His temple is off in the distance to the northeast. You can see it. It is the mouth of the temple, the entrance to the temple, or the highest peak of the temple, is facing the northeast, which is where the star of Lucius, which is his symbol, resides. Basically, all the gods in the courtyard are not representative of Lucius. To the far north, you have the king of the gods, Lucilio, all of his family members, and then a mysterious god known as only the God. Nobody really knows a lot about this god, but it supposedly sacrificed his or her life thousands of years ago during the War of Mastery. Around them are all of the 6 of the big 7 other gods, and those below. To the west, you have 4 gods of great import. Barith, who is basically this universe's equivalent of what's his name? Bahamut. Prophos, the Temple of Hyphus, Arcus, the Builder, the Spire in the Sea, who are the mother and father of the gods. Aelai in the northeast, directly to the northeast, is a big old temple dedicated to a goddess who's responsible for art and artwork. You're in the arts district, so she gets a bigger temple than everybody else. And to the southeast, you have an altar to those below, all the bad gods. They get their respect, even though they suck. So, at the far east of the plaza, you can see a raised platform where Queen Janice is. She has attended the feast as a show of good faith towards the movement, as well as several among her inner circle. We have Barnabas, the Barrel Arm. We have, who is their, basically her chief of police, Xavier Navarius, who is a drow, and he is basically her prime minister to her right-hand side. On the left-hand side, you have her spy master, whose name is Resht. And then you have a bunch of other, members of her court over on her left-hand side. That's where all the fancy, important folk are. Basically, all of them are hanging out up there. But the plaza is big enough for a lot of people just to stand around. There's not really a whole lot of tables. It's in the middle of fall, autumn, and there's a lot, or I should say, it's truly beautiful. There's a light breeze in the air, and you can smell a lot of delicious food. They hunted some wild boar from out in the wilderness, and it's on a spit towards the far left-hand side, towards the far north side of the plaza. They've got great wines from Comtal, all kinds of delicious food, bread. It smells delicious. It's a nice, relatively mild day. There's still many colored leaves on the trees and very few leaves on the ground, so it's pretty much right before the trees are about to fall. So, everybody is chilling, having a good time. Farmers and nobles are clinking their glasses together because everybody is more or less an equal in this city. They, at least in terms of their ability to control the world around them. So it's more or less a democracy of sorts. Everybody's taking the day off pretty much, and there's a huge amount of people here. What people can't fit in the plaza are in the middle of the, or I should say, are crowding the alleys between each of the main temples. So that more or less probably goes into greater detail than you needed, but that sets the stage. That gives you an idea of what you're looking at. I'm assuming none of you are sitting together, or if you are, that's fine too. But what are you guys gonna do?
Fira is very much by herself, eating just a small meal and having just drinking some of the maybe water or juice, and just kind of is sat off with her quarterstaff, maybe leafing through her book.
Okay, what's she reading?
So she wouldn't have her spell book out necessarily. She probably would have a journal of sorts out, her journal that she's just kind of describing her different travels. Just probably writing down attending this festival and the interesting behavior of the people here compared to maybe some of the people from her tribe or previous cities she's been in. But yeah, she's just kind of observing a lot.
So she's an observer, a people watcher.
Yes.
Okay. So, Psyche, what is Colette doing?
I am handing out pamphlets about our great lord and provider of this festival. I know that we allow everyone to attend, but they should know the reason for the season.
Right. It's important to know the reason for the season.
Yes, exactly. And I can't help but notice that there is a lot of lovely, amazing displays of food all about me, but I think I'll wait until after I pass out all these pamphlets and then go get some cocoa. Treat myself a little.
Treat yourself. Okay. What's Corb doing?
I think he's doing the exact opposite of what Psyche's doing. He's been treating himself for the past 2-3 hours, and he's going to continue treating himself. But he's also he's pulling the the man of the town kind of deal. So I'm walking around to tables, talking to folks that I've never met or people I have, giving beers to people who don't want or ask for them because I think it's the nice thing to do. I think I would probably go up and bother Gil's character. Go up to her and, you know, be like, "It's a party. Here you go, lass," and just give her a plop an ale on her right in front of her and not even pay attention to her response. Just be like, "Here you go," and keep walking.
Fuck off.
And I think for me, it's a giant wooden stein in one hand and probably chunk of meat in the other.
I think
So what
she would
if
immediately write down. She would just like, she wouldn't say anything back, but she would just write down in her journal like, "Interesting fellows here."
But I'm being congenial with everybody. I'm not here to rouse rabbles or anything. I'm here because it's a party and it's the community, and we're all here celebrating Lufin.
I want to learn his name?
His
Trigetta.
name is Lucian.
I think
Lucius.
Lucius. Sorry, I've
man.
had too much hot cocoa.
too much cocoa. I have a feeling that after Psyche ends up handing me a pamphlet and correcting me for not being able to pronounce it, I at least look down and read Lucius. Because I'm the kind of person who understands the existence of gods, but I've never really cared, even though it's a central part of this society. I'm here for the
Foxes, thank
the
you for the
now,
raid, by the
the
way.
people who
And hello, Violet
I regularly meet, not the
Okay, I'm going back.
the gods that, yeah, they're here, they can walk among us, but I don't know if I've ever met one.
The interesting thing about these gods is, or I should say about this particular society, is that although they acknowledge the existence of the gods, many of them don't really, they're fairly non-religious. Religion's a huge part of the mother country, and they've more or less done away with that, so all of the temples here, except for the Temple of Lucius, are fairly small. So it would make sense for him to not
I think,
necessarily.
and Korg is not an anti-theist by any means. He's just doesn't care. But when there is a nice party and everybody's invited, whether or not they're actually invited, he's gonna be there.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to send a message to Korg.
Ooh.
I want to cast message to Korg. As I kind of like, I've seen him like plop down the ale in front of me and then walk by and kind of take a pamphlet from the strange, what's the word I'm looking for? Evangelizing tiefling. I'm just gonna send a message. Do you know what's got her all worked up? Or is it people like this all the time? I'm not from around here.
I'm currently
Also,
dealing with
you can
a
respond
cat
to this message.
trying to lick herself. That's what I'm dealing with.
Oh, you're trying to censor her?
I'm trying to
no.
censor her.
With message, is it abundantly clear who sends message?
You just hear the voice, if I remember correctly.
Oh, cripes. I think I'm more, you kind of see me while I'm drinking, like kind of spit some out, like out of my nose, like, what? What? And I'm like looking around like, who said that?
Colette
I think
raises her eyebrows and walks away.
I think if Vera saw you looking around, she would like give a, like that very small, like, one finger at a time wave. It's like a little creepy. And it sends another message. Hi, sorry, that was me. Assuming most people aren't used to messages being sent into their head. Apologies. I just thought the tiefling was very weird and was wondering if you knew something about her. You can respond to this message.
And I can't respond. I actually have to go and speak with you. So I guess I'll, pat the person next to me on the back probably a little harder than I should and be like, excuse me. And kind of less Gaston style walk my way over. I'm not in my, I'm a big important dude. I'm more like, why did this person decide that I was worth speaking to psychically? That's confusing and creepy. And sit down and go, well, hello, little lady. I have no idea who that person is, But, you know, you get used to people giving you pieces of paper in the city. Yeah, you need one? And I try to give her my things. Like, I read it. I know we're talking about Lucius. I stopped mispronouncing his name on purpose.
That's what it is. I'm not as familiar. I'm not from around here. That's why I was asking. Sorry, I know that it's not probably normal to talk to people like that. I'm not the most skilled in that aspect. But yeah, I was just curious. You just seemed so high energy, just so very into it. You know, real rah. You don't see many people like that where I'm from.
And you kind of see like a little look on Korg's face turn from confusion to like he got a big smile. He's like, "You're not from around here?" I'm only from around here.
Oh,
And I
I
kind
feel
of
like
put my arm around you. I'm like, let me tell you a bit about Janesport and the wonderful people we have here. And I think
all right.
I mean, we could do this off stream of me just talking about Janesport, what it was like me growing up on the street, a lone half-orc in this unforgiving world, learning how to defend myself with nothing but my strong arms and my stronger jaw. Becoming a
Oh
pillar
my.
of the community here in Janesport.
That must have been very tough.
And I think it probably takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to actually get to talking about people like Colette. But I eventually do get to like, oh yeah, you know, everybody, there's people who are in religions, you know, they're really excited about it. It really gets the blood pumping. So, you know, they want you to share that energy. It doesn't really do much for me, but yeah, you take my sheet. I read what I needed to read.
I'll keep this. It's interesting. I'm not much of the religious type. I've come into contact with them before, but it's good information. I appreciate your conversation.
I mean, me too. I mean, I'm here. I've got enough
Swampy,
problems around me.
what is Eviana doing?
I'm
Eviana, you know, you can just call her Evie. It's quicker that way. She's probably like going around, getting groups of people, you know, gathered, like, has a foot on the tables, telling tales of all of her quests and battles she's been in. She's currently going into depth on how one time. Oh, hello.
Sorry, I was cutting in and out.
Oh, gotcha. She's going into depth right now with a group of people on how one time single-handedly she fought 3 dire wolves all by herself. They could have just been larger wolves though, she's not really sure. But they were really big, so they were probably dire wolves. And how she saved people in so many different towns, at least like 4. And she just goes around and, yep, she's really great. So if you want to hire her, anyone, if you want to hire me, I'm a gal.
Excuse me, have you heard of our Lord and
Hey,
Savior?
morning.
Oh, hello, have you heard of... Oh. Excuse me, have you heard of our Lord and Savior? I went and talked to the wrong person. Have you? Here's a pamphlet.
Oh, what?
Yes.
What are you doing here?
Work, Eviana. What are you doing here?
Work.
Shouldn't you be with our family?
I haven't been with our family for like 3 years.
Hmm.
So there's nothing on your 12.
Well, I've been working a lot longer than you, it seems. Well, enjoy our festival.
I wouldn't say that. Go evangelize some other people.
Enjoy the goods of our evangelizing on your own then. I see you enjoy mooching things off others. Not much has changed.
I mean, mooching. I'm here trying to display that I'm available for services. If people got, like, problems, you know, farmers.
Oh, are you telling them of the time
monsters.
you fought off those little terriers? Are they dire wolves now?
listen, I was really young, okay?
Mmm.
Things are a lot larger. They were
Mhm.
definitely half wolves. Okay.
Oh, yes, probably. Anyway,
Exactly. Since then, I fought off many things.
I'm sure
What have you been doing?
did.
Just praying?
Oh no, I've been helping the people of the city, helping the poor, feeding the poor, taking care of the poor.
Well, I've been making sure the poor
things.
don't die and get eaten.
Oh yes,
So,
hope a corgi doesn't bite off their ankles, of course. Equal work, I see.
well, this was a great reunion.
Mhm.
But I have more ale to drink
I
thanks to
see
your
you do.
great-
Yes.
luscious god of yours.
His
So
name is
I'm
Lucius.
gonna go do that.
You go do that. Have a lovely day,
Yeah.
Eviana.
Yeah. Thanks.
Colette like turns her head real quick and like flips her hair and stomps off haughtily with her pamphlets.
Eviana just like sits in a corner grumpily and drinks.
Did Org and Fira see this all? Like,
Oh yeah, and in fact, if it's not offensive to Gil for me to try to drag Fira over, I think Korg and Fira have to go and see what's wrong with Eviana. That was awkward.
oh yeah,
Say,
yeah.
friend.
Yes, I'm very curious about. Well, they're both blue, but the one that's pouting alone. The other one,
More blue than the other, if you know what I mean.
yeah, dabba dee dabba die.
Oh yes. If I were green, I would die too. But I am green because I'm half an orc.
All right, yeah, let's go over. I'm curious.
He's like, all right, and you notice that I take a detour the long way around because we have to stop to grab more to drink and grab another drink for Evian. Eviana, excuse me. I don't know your name officially, so.
Well,
So yeah, I'm gonna be rude and drag Fira, my new best friend who's never been to the city, over to Eviana and drop an ale and probably a plate of fantasy nachos, whatever we would have. That's the equivalent of nachos at this fancy party.
Probably just some bread and meat.
Bread and meat that we have held under a candle for a moment to melt a wee bit, and sat down and, why, hello, miss. I ain't never seen you in my city before. That was really awkward.
Oh.
And I hand you an ale and my
Oh.
and my melted cheese bread.
Oh. Do you want like information or something? I take the cheese bread and ale. And start
Like,
eating
no,
it
I'm
quick.
just welcoming you to this city. Quark Strongarm, local businessman, philanthropist, and welcome, Megan.
Eviana Dorsey, at your service for any miscellaneous job around. Yeah. I'm good with the bow. Really good with the bow. Yeah. Best in that tribe.
I'm gonna, in very broken thieves can't, try to ask her what kind of job she's talking about. But since my thieves can't's not really good, should I roll like a d20 to see how accomplished this sentence sounds?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I got a 16, and
I'll say you're passing.
and if you don't even speak thieves can't, I still sound like a lunatic talking to you.
I'm sorry, I don't speak orc.
No, that wasn't orc. I was just asking if you have any friends named Billy who would need to, get the teeth wet at the Scrumble Damble. I don't have my thieves can't dictionary up right now, so I had to make up words.
It's a new language. I'm not familiar with it. Also, hello, I'm Fira.
Hey,
Nice to meet you.
call me Evie.
It's the thieves don't.
Hello, Eva. Evie? You said Evie?
Evie.
Evie,
Yeah.
alright.
It's shorter than Eviana.
Oh, okay. I heard you talking about direwolves and wild animals. Are you a big fan of animals?
Oh yeah, great.
How do you fare around birds? Do you like birds?
Yeah, birds are super cool. They can see really well. They can fly.
So this is me being a bad player. But you know how wizards have find familiar teeth.
Yes.
Okay, so Fear has casted Find Familiar forever ago and just kind of kept her familiar up each day, basically, because it's a ritual and all that fun jazz. But her familiar is a harpy eagle.
Yay.
It's just an eagle. It's just an eagle. Don't worry about it.
Scary looking
Okay,
eagle.
good.
It's just an eagle. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not like massive or anything like that. It's still the
Not
same
even a
size.
magical eagle. It's just an eagle with ears.
True.
Ew.
Little harpies.
Harpy, they have that nice cool plumage of feather and stuff. It's cool looking, but it's like red, like her.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Okay, that's not terrible looking.
She
It's kinda
just-
cool.
yeah, she just, and as far as stats, it works just like an eagle. It's just me putting flavor on it.
I believe that's a bird that actually exists in real life.
Oh yeah, I already put
So-
the Wikipedia in our chat.
Yeah, it's so beautiful, but she just makes her familiar up here on her shoulder.
Oh, whoa, wow. That's
And I think-
easy.
And I go, oh fuck, what?
Oh, don't worry. He's very kind. He
That is easy. Have I ever seen like a bird like this before? Teeth?
Have you seen a bird like this before? I'm gonna say. Have you ever been? Okay, where's the harpy eagle? What's its habitat? I don't know.
It's found in Mexico and it's almost extinct.
It's
And
probably
Okay, so it's
desert.
probably more of a. It's a
Yeah.
desert. Have you ever been to the Even Desert?
makes sense. My character.
they are also in rainforests.
Probably not.
Probably
Yeah,
not
I
from the
wouldn't think so, because the nomads are like in an icy area.
Yeah, we like cold things.
Yeah.
I don't really like the heat, so yeah.
It's in the Even Desert. It's very warm most times of the year,
Yeah.
except Christmas.
Even they celebrate. I'm
This
sorry.
is
Oh my
This
gosh.
this is our Syndra.
Oh, Syndra?
No, just Syndra. Cindra. He's very nice. He listens very well to me. He's my familiar.
That is fascinating.
It's kind of like the bird, like kind of like hops onto your shoulder, kind of like pokes around, like just looks at you, like.
I try to poke it and I'm like, it's a familiar. It's not too familiar though.
Oh no, but do treat him with respect, and he will treat you with respect back.
I give him little neck scritches.
And I rip off a chunk of the lamb or boar or whatever mystery meat I'm eating and chuck it.
It's pulled boar.
Old boar.
Basically, they have really in Novendrock they have really perfected the art of the barbon puke.
The barbacoa.
I hate barbecue. I hate that so much.
I'm
Of
sorry,
course
where do
you
you
do,
live
sister. I love barbecue.
right now?
It's barbecue.
Cute.
Okay. But I'm sorry to interject. There was a whole chant for the Kansas City soccer team that's all about how much they like barbecue.
I mean,
They would
Wonderful.
sing at games.
That's hilarious.
that's valid.
Yeah.
But Syndra looks very happy and pleased with his scritches and meat.
If he could smile, I'm sure he would be.
Much
Good ghost bird.
But if he smiled, I think that you'd probably all be a little bit disturbed by that.
Yeah. I'll make him disappear again.
Is there like a flourish or anything, or just like?
I just kind of do a quick hand wave. Yes, large groups usually, I learned this in one of my towns, if they're not familiar with the types of bird, then they get a little uncomfortable. So I just wanted to.
I've never seen a bird like that. That was really amazing. I've seen a good amount of birds, hunted a good amount of birds, sold ate a good amount of birds. Birds are great.
Yeah, I've seen all the birds. I've seen ravens and pigeons and ducks and seagulls, and that's it. That's
I
the
can-
birds.
I could turn him into all those birds. It just would take some time.
That's really interesting. Is it only birds?
No, he can be more than birds. He could be any animal, really.
I think I've heard of that before. I I mean, I know a little magic. If I'm gonna brag, I can.
Look at your fingernails. I know some.
I know some magic. I mean, you know, I can detect it with magic. That's funny, isn't it? You can detect magic with magic.
I know some close-up magic. You know, I could. You know, what's behind you? It's a quarter.
What's a quarter?
It's a gold silver piece.
Oh,
It's a quarter of a silver piece.
what happened to the rest of it?
You know, pirates, they cut it up, share it. Pieces a quarter is what they call it. I have to cover my butt now for saying quarter.
Yeah. Silver. Yeah, silver.
Oh my god.
Yes. So yes, a silver dragon, because Novendrock is home to Dragonkin, which is the in-universe equivalent of Dragonborn. So, but you know, or a quarter, that's fine too.
That's like you say a swear word? Sorry, I'm just now looking at your rewards.
Oh no.
Yes.
No, that one's
think
very high. That's very high
I
reward.
could go log in on Corinne's Twitch, and that'll give me lots of swears.
I've rolled it twice with the spin the wheel. It's been fantastic.
It's the worst.
He sings for a minute.
I
I'm
hate
sorry to delay your stream. You go back. I'm bad. I'm just getting excited over.
Is anyone else doing anything? I don't want to hijack anybody's thing if they're doing something.
And I don't want to talk too much over other
No.
people's stuff.
Colette is just spreading the good word, ignoring your bird talk.
Yes, and there's a, you know, when people are, you know, toasting and whatnot, you can see that so close to the main table, there's a bunch of smaller tables that a young man with a large nose, he's pouring some wine into several cups, and you can tell based upon context clues that it's, you know, it's toasting wine or something like that. And it's not yet quite time for the toast, but you know, some people are like, I think I'm gonna get me a piece of that. And they they don't say that, but you know, they think it. So, you know, that
What is wrong with you?
you might not have thought it, but your brain did. So
I gotta get some of that wine.
So, before any big toasts happen, does anyone want to do anything? Any fun little quips you want to exchange with one another?
I think Fira wants to go up to Colette.
Evie
Okay.
will like eavesdrop. Evie's drop.
I'm gonna roll a d4, and on odds, I'm gonna go with Fira to bug Colette, and on evens, I'm gonna stay with Eviana to bug Eviana.
Well, they are twins, so.
So I got odds. That was to go bug Colette. I already forgot.
I think.
Man, I'm so
Oh,
good
no.
at this. I can't believe I ran a flippin' 5e game on our channel for 9 months, and I can't. I think
believe that was Bug.
I think that was bug who?
Colette.
Colette. All right, I go with Fira, but I let Fira lead the way. I want Fira to really come into her own here in Janesport.
I kind of excuse myself, saying, I'm very curious about the other strange tiefling. I'm going to go.
Well,
Oh, it seems like there's a little bit of.
no,
Is-
she's my sister. I haven't seen her in 12 years. Didn't know she was gonna be here, else I probably wouldn't have come.
Seems
But-
challenging.
I look into this as I've never met my family. And then I go with Fira. I take a drink and I'm all chipper again. Let's go.
But
Oh,
I do
okay.
want.
my father.
I just go over to Colette. Hello. I'm not familiar with this Lucius. Would you tell me about him?
Colette's eyes like light up. And she, you can tell she was like, she was in the middle of handing out pamphlets, but then she immediately forgets that person. And that person just kind of like walks away frustrated. She turns and she has all these pamphlets in her arm, and some of them are falling out. Oh, yes, finally! Yes, Lucius, our great lord. You know, usually, religion isn't practiced too heavily in this area. But for Lucius, they made an exception. He is a great, wonderful god who enjoys life and beauty, but also protects the weak in war. You should truly come to know him.
Interesting. What is he god over? Is he? You said protection, like light and healing and such.
Oh, so much more. For everything you see that has beauty, it is due to Lucius. In every flower, every person, even the rays of the sun, whatever you find beauty in is thanks to him.
That's interesting. I don't know if he'd find me quite as beautiful. That being said, I am so curious. I seem to have met your sister earlier. She's so interesting.
Yes.
So
yes, how what? Hmm?
do you need a drink as well and meat? I just, you both seemed a little sad, and I'm just trying to be kind and helpful.
You need more to drink, and I down what I've got, and I'll be like, I'll be right back.
She can't stop him before he goes and tell him no to the drink, so she just...
And I don't ask what you want.
Yeah.
I just said, you want drinks.
She just she raises her hand and then she lowers it okay.
I'll let you guys keep talking, and when my clock goes by 2 minutes, then I'm gonna show up with whatever I decided you
Roll for
Come
it.
back with the shooters of Jaeger.
That orc fellow is quite interesting. Are there any gods or goddesses of death here?
Oh, not here, but they do exist. We try to focus on life and light with Lucius, but there are those who watch over death. See, the gods are balanced. We have those who celebrate rejuvenation, creation, and then there are those who balance them with entropy and darkness. The world does not exist one without the other, I suppose. But yes, about my sister, Eviana, well, she was favored by the gods when she was born. We're twins, you see, born at the same time. But somehow, Eviana is the one with the mark. Several of them exist, and they always seem to be drawn to our city.
So,
It just doesn't seem fair to have a birth thing or a god thing, kind of just choose someone's whole entire life for them right when they're born. But I don't know. I'm not as big into the religion. I just kind of go with the flow. I like learning about things though. You said the darkness and the light. I really like exploring the gray in between, if that makes sense.
All right, I waited till you finished your sentence to be rude. It's been 2 minutes. I've come back with your drinks.
What is that?
Each of you, I got you a rosé for the pretty lady Colette, because it reminded me of roses. Here you go.
Oh,
And I got for my
you.
pretty friend Vera a rosé, because you're my pretty friend, and I got it for you. And I got me a rosé because I was getting you rosés.
Wonderful.
Let me guess, you found the rosé table before the others.
Yes, and I didn't have to wait in a line.
Well, thank you anyway, good sir. What is your name?
Cork Strongarm, pillar of community,
Cork Strongarm.
philanthropist.
I've heard of you.
Yes.
Oh my god. So many of the orphan children thank you all the time.
Yes,
They-
because I usually give them gold, and I don't tell them where it came from.
Yes, we are gracious for your gold, but we don't want to know either. but thank you for the rosé.
No problem. And I actually go back with Eviana and sit down and watch and let you guys be dramatic. I only interrupted you guys because I said 2 minutes, and 2 minutes came up.
I like to imagine that Eviana's been really sneaky with watching, but because Korg goes and sits next to her and watches, it is suddenly brought to my attention.
Yeah. Can I try to still be sneaky about like eavesdropping and all this?
Sure. Feel free. Try and sneak your way into this conversation. How far away are you from them? Would they know you were listening? Would they know you're there?
I don't know. I'm
Daddy,
trying
home rat.
for them to not know
Well,
I'm
Korg
here.
just sat next to her.
Yeah.
So-
They
I'm
probably
gonna
know.
say, roll a perception check.
Me? Or-
You're trying to hear what they're saying,
Yes,
right?
yes. I am.
So roll a perception check. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. That is a 14.
You can hear a good chunk of what they're saying. You basically get the idea that. So who are you listening into? Just a conversation in general, or conversation between any two characters.
Just anything Colette says. See if she's
Okay.
talking
You
about
can hear a little bit about her waxing about Lucius and, balance, and you hear the word Mark said a few times, knowing that it's not referring to some boy you both had a crush on when you were kids. Basically, you know that you kind of hear that there's a little bit of jealousy.
My eyes narrow.
Let me roll to see if I notice that she's listening. I wanna see if Korg has blown her cover.
Okay, roll I guess also a perception check to see if you notice her looking over in your direction.
Welcome to the campaign where Psyche and Swampy roll against each other.
Oh yeah, as soon as I knew you guys were gonna be sisters that didn't like each other.
We
Don't
are
worry, I have-
sisters.
I have one stupid roll that I'm gonna make people do that I haven't told Teeth about, but it'll only really affect you guys once, and it'll be stupid, and then we'll never talk about it
Oh
again.
no!
Oh no.
Colette got a Kraken, which she knows means natural 20.
Oh, at
Okay,
this
so
time,
you-
a natural one.
You very
fail.
clearly see that she's pointedly acknowledging your conversation and pointedly trying to not give knowledge that she is listening. So do with that what you will. You know she was listening on your conversation, and you know that she's trying to act like she wasn't.
Colette downs her drink. She just downs the rosé all in one go. Knowing Eviana's watching.
Oh, shook.
So I'm gonna interrupt with a non-RP thing. It is getting stormy here in Illinois, where we are, and this morning we had 3 power outages in rapid succession. So if I ever disappear, that's why.
Oh, I know that feel. We've been having tornado stuff in Arkansas.
Well, yeah, today we had almost 80 degrees and severe thunderstorms. Last week, just about, because we're close to the Illinois-Wisconsin border, just over the Wisconsin border, they had snow.
What?
And now we have like 80-degree weather. Illinois and Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan, if you look at maps that show global warming trends, we are in the one area that the temperature has dropped in North America through global warming. So we have very weird weather patterns here because of the jet stream. So if I ever disappear, it's because my power went out. And it'll come back and go out and come back and go out. And I'll try to come back, I swear.
Okay, we believe in you.
Just a warning.
Roll a nat 20 against the storm.
But you guys continue. I just wanted to give you the heads up.
No, thank you for
Oh.
letting us know. So yes, Colette is going to down the entire drink and say, continue, discussing the gods.
Does she make any? Does she give any indication that she knows what she knows?
Yes. She's going to, well, she did down the drink in front of Eviana because she knew it would make Eviana, like, very shocked to see her sister just suddenly gulp down wine.
Yes.
And, she's going to look over her shoulder and flip her hair and then look back at Fira. And just ignore.
Eviana, like, pouts like a child and, like, turns and just starts drinking her drink, like, hunched over and grumpy.
But yes, it's odd who our Lord chooses to serve him, but who am I to question his great divinity? I'm going to go see if there's more alcohol.
Well, you're Colette. That's who you are to judge. Oh, she's gone. I will say is like, as you guys, like your conversation, especially when it got like more, it had more depth to it with like the gods discussion. So Fira normally has like bright, vibrant red hair and vibrant red skin, just being a half fire elemental. But like as you were talking about that, she got like brighter and almost smelled like smoke. Just as her curiosity got more piqued, she got more heated.
Oh, dang.
See, I remember now.
Folks around you think that Barb and Cuke is smelling really good.
Keith, I want to ask, how common are Genasi?
Very uncommon.
So,
Very uncommon.
what can I roll to see if I know because I think I can figure out a tiefling. But since
Yeah,
Corey never
most everybody knows tieflings because they are cursed because of a terrible thing that their ancestors did 1,000 so years ago. So everybody knows that, but you know.
Can I roll an intelligence check just to see if I even know that fear is anything just but a smoky smelling human?
Yeah.
All right. I have a
Do
0.
do you have any bonuses to knowledge rolls?
No.
Okay.
I have perception, intimidation, perception, sleight of hand, and stealth. So,
Okay. No. I'll go ahead.
8.
So you say, you're one of the people who acknowledges the delicious smelling barbecue.
So right now I
don't think
just
anything
that-
odd about her. You can, except she looks a little bit brighter, but it could just be a trick of your eyes.
I think she's just a spicy human.
Spicy lady.
Spicy human.
Cayenne pepper.
Or spicy girl.
You got a really bad sunburn there, miss.
Miss, you smell like barbecue and spice aren't like you.
I would have come back to Evie as well and Korg.
I'm like,
So-
you did good there, Fira.
Yeah,
You went out on your own and talked to new people. I've known you for a long 20 minutes, and this really seems as if you have grown as a spicy person.
As a what person?
You're spicy. You're smoky.
Do I look strange? You both seem to be kind of looking at me a little, and just kind of like looks around. Oh, I did the thing.
What thing? Is this
So-
a wizard thing? A
No,
magic
no.
person thing?
No, well, I mean, sometimes it can be things like that, but no, this is a Genasi thing.
See, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I thought there was some, like, glowy people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't.
So, because I'm a fire Genasi,
That's great.
whenever I have heightened emotions, and that can range from wrath to curiosity to happiness and anything in between, my complexion can change, including but not limited to glowing, burning, or outright fire.
How do your clothes not burn?
Well, living in the desert, you get clothes that are a little bit more flame retardant. They're a little bit more like they can handle the heat a bit. But sometimes you have to buy new clothes if you get really.
Easy. Don't get emotional.
I don't. Yeah.
My stupid head was like, "What's all that watery noise?" Oh, it's raining outside. We normally have our windows closed, but we've had one open because it was warm today. I'm like, "What's that noise?" Oh, rain that I just warned everyone. I put my hand on Fira's shoulder. Fira, friend, I don't care if you're a genasi or a genius or anything.
Or both.
Don't worry about it. Some of us are born different, and that's okay. I clearly haven't gathered what a genasi means.
Some disease.
I, as an offensively, the closest thing we have to an unintelligent person with 11 intelligence, and uncultured, I picked up the word retardant, and I offensively thought the wrong thing about it. Normally, I wouldn't use that term, but I think Korg is the least intelligent. I just thought you were talking down about yourself.
Oh no!
That's a word. We're really careful not to use that word, but I think as a dumb idiot, I think I would have thought, you're still good, Vera.
Thank you. Well, shall we enjoy the festivities?
Yes. Who wants more to drink?
Can you cook things with your hand?
If you're in a bad mood and I crack an egg over your shins, will it fry?
Yeah, can we do that?
Can we try?
Colette
we try? Have you
stomps
ever
back.
tried it?
She can't take this anymore.
I can cook things, but it's a little bit easier if I do this, and I use my racial cantrip, produce flame, and I just produce a flame in my hand.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I can just do this, and I use thaumaturgy to blow out all the candles near me.
If you're
I'm like, I
having
can just do this, and I pick Fira up with one hand. Because for the chat, my strength should say 17.
you go to pick her up
I can
and you
do
cripple
this.
under the weight.
She's very warm.
Oh yes.
when you're done with the theatrics, we are going to toast soon.
She used to blow out all the candles when she was a kid too, because she thought it made her special. So
Lead us in prayer.
Do you even know what a genasi is?
do I?
Fira's one.
Yeah, I know what a genasi is.
Explain.
sis. I'm not-
What is a genasi?
Yeah, Eviana.
It's
I know
really-
what
it's
one is,
really
but you should
not-
explain for the class.
That important. Oh, no,
There-
here they go.
They're the things, like the water fire ones.
Jinn,
Here, take a step over here.
dear. Jinn. Now please get ready to toast. And then Colette walks away.
I show up at the table with 3 shots, 3 mason jars full of gin.
I was hoping. My character was bad, but I was hoping you would.
She said gin. Here we go. Don't
It do
worry.
be like that.
One interpretation, certainly.
I've got some melon slices, some mint and cucumber in there. Mine doesn't though.
Cool.
Oh, so you're one of those people.
Yes, and that's why I also
Gin
brought 2
straight.
for me.
Oh god, been there. It was a terrible decision.
Now, Corinne drank our gin when we were at the point during this Backstreet Boys reunion tour when I wasn't wanting to go out and buy as much liquor, and she's like, "Well, we got lots of gin left," and I'm like, "Well, drink that, and then I'll go out and buy more stuff."
And then it was awful.
And now it's gone, and I've gone out and bought new stuff.
The circle of booze.
So
The circle.
you all are partying, having a good time. The toast has not begun yet, but you can tell it's coming. there's elbow to elbow. There's not a whole lot of room for people. It's practically standing room only. But still, people are generally respectful of your space to the extent that that's possible. It's a celebration, not a wake or anything. So, when somebody walks past you heading in the south direction, and and almost seemingly intentionally bumps into Korg and keeps walking, it strikes you as being a little bit unusual.
Moody.
Oh, crikes. I'm gonna take a look at the person who bumped into me like a jerk. See if I need to start a riot or a bar fight.
He's
I guess it would be a perception.
yeah. See if you can see him.
17.
Okay, you can see the back of his head. He's got dark hair. You can kind of see a bit of his profile. He has a fairly large nose. He strikes you as being familiar.
It's that wizard from before who's pouring toasts. Do I notice anything missing from my pockets? Would I have to roll a new perception check?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, Christ. Well, that one's only an 11.
Nah, you can't tell anything's missing.
Good.
Yeah, he just keeps walking south, and you can't you can get a general idea of where he's going, but he seems like he's in a hurry, like he missed his bus or has to use the little large nose boy's room.
Does anyone else see this? I know we're kind of near Korg, so would we notice like
Yeah, you
Korg?
probably noticed it too. You can all roll perception if you want to.
Oh, I want to do that because
Yeah.
I'm perceptual natural 20.
I rolled a 3.
What did you say? I heard I said nat 20, and what did Gil say?
I had a 3.
Okay, you probably don't notice. You're too busy thinking about how great this gin tastes, but with the cucumbers and the melon and whatnot.
I love a Loch Ness. It's my favorite drink.
Since Korg is very protective of this city and everyone who lives in it, anyone who's super rude that I've never seen before, I kind of want to learn more about them. So I think I'm going to try to tail him a little bit. I think I'll excuse myself from the group. Oh no, I drank both my gins already. I'll have to go get a new drink. And I use that to follow this guy a wee bit.
What did Swampy Sweep see, by the way? 'Cause she rolled like a 23, I think, total.
She saw exactly the same thing that Korg did.
Okay. I mean, a 17's pretty damn close to what...
Yeah, so Korg did about as good as he could, given the fact that he can't see the guy's face directly. So
I take a note of Big Nose Guy's profile.
okay, so you're tailing him.
Yeah, can I roll a stealth to make it look like I'm just like, oh, I'm just walking like a normal person in this here
Large
room.
crowd of people.
Yeah.
I'm just still watching all this go down.
Well, I rolled a 19 and I have a +3 to stealth, so that's a 22.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll a perception check for this guy. Let me get my dice going because I don't have any dice, so I have to use the internet.
Do you want to use my dice? I have 2 d20s.
Okay. 10 plus.
Let me give you one.
He doesn't notice you. What'd you roll?
A 22.
Yeah, he doesn't notice you.
All right. Oh, I'm just...
So you can see him kind of shouldering through the people. They're all kind of giving him the same look, but he doesn't care. He's very, very, he's determined.
All right, well, I'm going to keep tailing him a wee bit.
Okay, so he's walked probably about 50 feet or so.
Can Aviana start to tail the tail? She's really curious and wants to be as far away from her sister as possible.
So should I roll a perception check to see if I can tell if Aviana is following me?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Wait, can I roll it still?
if you're trying to avoid being seen,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm trying to be like real casual about it. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that! I drank my gin too.
Well, I got a 13 with a 3, so a 16.
Oh, I got
Okay.
another natural 20.
Oh,
Okay,
well.
so you don't notice.
All right.
anything. Well, I guess I should say, well, you're not trying to see this guy, so
No.
versus you're not trying to see
Eviana. Yeah.
Eviana, so you probably wouldn't even be rolling necessarily. So yeah, you don't see her.
Okay, yeah, so my passive perception is a 13, so I still wouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Whatever.
Okay. So yeah, you keep walking. So around this part, you can see very clearly. You're facing south. You can see very clearly the temples of Nint, which bears a large storm cloud on the front of it. You can see the temple of I can't read my handwriting. Topin, which is devoid of any features whatsoever, and you can see the temple of. Man, my handwriting's just awful. I can't read it. You can see the temple of Bacchus as well, which has. There's little gardens out in front of it. She's a goddess of fertility, so it's also a maternity house, a small one. So you can see like little, little families getting together, chilling out, enjoying the feast, but not drinking because that would be irresponsible.
Mhm.
Their science is sufficiently sophisticated for that. So I guess roll a stealth check again.
Okie dokie. Oh, that's just an 11.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
He catches something out of the corner of his eye. I guess now we would roll an actual perception check.
I like to think that I notice him turning around, and then I, like, bump into one of the,
He
one of
says,
the altars, and I'm like, oh, crikey. And I, like, try to fix it up, and
he says, must have been the wind.
must have been the wind. Who was that? With an arrow sticking out of his head.
Yeah, exactly.
Must have been
Man,
the wind.
On our channel, me and James have been playing Fallout 76, and man, a lot of the stealth stuff feels like that.
Yeah.
Must have been the wind. Funny how a Bethesda game feels like another Bethesda game.
Exactly. I will say, continuing out of topic, Wastelanders has made, like, we didn't even think of buying it until Wastelanders come out, and it's fun. But continue.
Okay, so yeah, he doesn't notice you. He's perhaps a little bit more wary, so he'll probably actually start rolling to perceive every once in a while.
Maybe with advantage. Oh no.
Maybe. Okay, so he do be kind of walking that way though, and he cuts to the left. Roll a perception check to see if you can see where he went.
All right. A 15 plus 3. I want to set up my camera so everybody can see my dice because I keep rolling good, and I'm like, oh no.
No, I rolled 2 20s and I was like, oh, jeez.
You said a 16 or a 15?
15 plus 3, so an 18.
Oh yeah, so let's roll. I don't know if he has any. He has
Sneak.
bonus to dexterity, so. Nothing out of the or I should say, you see him very clearly. He, again, rudely bumps into somebody, and they spill some. They spill some gin with cucumber, mint, and melon on this guy. He smells very much like gin now. You've been making the rounds, so
Smells like a Christmas tree.
yeah.
But a summery Christmas tree because it's got the melon and cucumber.
Sounds delightful if I drank. So yeah, you see him, and you can even smell him a little bit.
Ironically, I drink the most while I'm playing D&D, so it's a dangerous hobby I've got.
Okay, so he is heading to the west toward the Temple of Hyphis, which is a temple that is painted black and white on each side. So split down the middle.
Can I do an untrained religion check to see if I know anything about typhus?
Yeah.
A 19. Again, I
Okay,
swear
so you might not know a whole lot about religion, but you may have interacted with a few people who priests of this temple here and there. Hyphis is the goddess of magic. She's known as the Weaver. She basically, you know, quite a decent bit about her actually. She basically created the two planes of existence that are parallel to this world, which is the shadow of Kosoth and the reflection of Kosoth. Reflection being basically the Feywilds, shadow being the Shadowfell, and you know that she basically, using those two forces, created magic that created magic that people can use and pulled it together for people. She's very instrumental to the practice of magic, and she is well loved by many practitioners of it as well.
Alrighty. I don't think I'd follow him into the shrine, but I would sit outside, peeking and listening, kind of doing like the Scooby Gang kind of deal, trying to see what they're doing without being there.
Yeah. So let me see. Roll a perception check.
All right. Come on, new dice. This is actually the first time I've used these since I got them on Valentine's Day, since we use Roll20 so much on our channel. I actually get to use dice.
Ooh.
Physical ones. Dios mio. All right. A 14 plus 3 is 17.
Okay, so you can tell that he's more or less he's doing very perfunctory actions. Like I said, he kind of caught wind that something might be following him, so it seems like he's really just trying to throw off your scent. Although you can smell him, so you know for a fact he's in here.
It smells like a whorehouse in here.
Yes, and people
alcohol and melon. Like, come on, whorehouse.
Yeah, and people tell him that, and they kick him out.
Oh. How awkward.
Yeah, pretty awkward. So, but he, let me roll real quick to see if he notices you, because he doesn't actually know who, if anything, is following him.
Yeah, my last stealth check was an 11.
He almost certainly doesn't roll. So, he doesn't notice anything odd at all.
Okay.
He's doing exceptionally poorly on perception.
The goddess of luck is on my side, or God, I don't know, and I
don't know if there is one. Oh, there is a god of fate, though. And he is kind of a prick.
Not tonight, he ain't.
So he then basically he turns to the south and heads between the temples of Hyphis and Nint. Hyphis is to the west, Nint is to the south, and the temple of Nint leads into the main, or I should say, leads into the rest of the city harbor.
All right, I do want to do, if you'll let me, do one more religion just to check on Nint.
Okay, go ahead.
That's just a 9, so not much.
You know he's the god of storms. And everybody knows one good story about him. He's basically the god that cursed the tieflings and turned them into icy beings. So you know that much at least. But that's pretty much everybody knows that.
Alrighty. Right, I think I'm done monopolizing everything if everybody else has stuff to do.
Right. So that guy heads out to the south, or should say he heads south, and they call for a toast. So at the head of the table, Queen Janice basically says, "Thank you all for attending this wonderful, wonderful feast. With your blessings and the blessings of Lucius, as well as the Kingdom of Milan, we've been able to establish ourselves as one of the most forward-thinking countries in the world. Through our great efforts, we will be able to do blah blah blah." She basically just waxes on about how great her country is, like every world leader would.
Heavy on
But you know,
crayons.
she's very charismatic, so you kind of get the vibing with her. So after that, she hands the mic, so to speak, off to her right hand side. First to the wonderful and very, very friendly half orc captain of her guard, Barnabas. And everybody starts everybody who has a table is like thudding their tankards on the table, laughing, and and they're chanting barrel arm with much gusto. They love this guy. He is the only person to rival Korg in terms of popularity throughout the city. You also just both happen to be half orcs.
I mean, come on. If there's a party going on.
And I'd say, since all half orcs basically come from a single clan, you're probably familiar with him, even if you don't know his parents. Even if you don't know your parents.
I mean, even though I'm not even there, I would still be familiar.
Right. So you might overhear. You can kind of tell that there's been a shift in the mood, and you might be listening in.
Like a prayer alarm.
So he says, "Ah, my hearties, drink to the life and liberty of our great kingdom, where all men and all women were created equal by their gods. And we're very, very happy to be here." And everybody's nudging each other. They're really getting into it. And he takes a big gulp of his tankard, filled with what is presumably ale.
Not a gin man.
And he says, "With your blessing, I would love to commemorate this toast to our great and wonderful leader, Queen Janice." And everybody raises their mugs. You can if you want to. "To Queen Janice!" And he basically finishes his drink.
Woo, Janice! Woo, gulp.
Colette takes a dainty toast. Oh, yes, indeed. She is good.
Finally, the last man to stand up is a man named Xavier Navarius, who is a drow. It's interesting note about drow. Most drow in this world are not dark-skinned. They're mostly very pale because they don't get any exposure to the sun at all. They weren't cursed or anything by a god or something. They were banished by their kingdom, so they are not dark skin. They're mostly very, very light of skin. But they do have really, really piercing red eyes for the most part. Not all, but most of them do. He's not an exception to this. He gets up and he says, "Friends, countrymen, lend me your ears." And he doesn't talk about how awful it is that Julius Caesar was killed by his best friends. He talks about how lucky they are to be here, and that this is a country that will welcome even the gods who are cast aside by those haughty barbarians. You can tell he really, really doesn't like the 8-Barian Empire very much, and that's not a surprise given his nature. They were cast aside many years ago by the Empire. And with that, as you can tell, he's finishing his speech. I propose a toast to the great god Lucius, who brought us all together for this great moment. And many raise their glasses. So,
Colette
to Lucius.
downs the drink at this toast. This isn't no sip. She's legit having a hearty toast to Lucius.
This drink is already gone, but she just pretends to drink more.
In the brief moment of silence, so are all of you except for Korg in the same area?
Yeah, I think we all stayed at the party and he left. Well, no,
Okay.
you leave a little bit, Evie.
Yeah.
You come back.
Oh yeah, I came back.
That's
Okay.
right. We're level 3, and I'm splitting the party already.
You three roll a perception check.
Okay.
Wait, me?
Yes, all three.
Good lord, I am out of it today. 6.
Okay. I'm not kidding. It's a natural 20. It's a different dice and everything.
Okay.
Colette has rolled a 13.
Particularly well, but probably better than a 10. You two tiefling sisters can hear. It's really quiet, but it's not a loud noise. You hear a faint cough over to your left-hand side. You're all facing the podium. And it increases in volume. Roll another.
Another one?
Your mic is breaking up, baby. We can't hear you.
Oh no, he dead. We killed him.
Well, while he's dead, I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
Are you making all of us roll another perception check?
Yes, all three of you, because now it's a different event.
Ooh, 18.
Hey, 17. There we go.
And Evie, what'd you roll?
That is, yeah, that'd be an 18.
Okay. All three of you hear it. There's coughs coming from all over. The roll for it. You can hear people are kind of coughing a lot all of a sudden. And you can kind of tell that the mood has changed a little bit. People are kind of grasping it, or I should say, kind of easy. You can tell just by the nature of the air. People start coughing violently now. People are doubled over on their. People are doubled over in their arms. Just absolutely can't even catch a breath. They start coughing up something that looks like blood or wine. You can't tell. They cough some more. They're practically coughing their lungs out by the point that somebody falls on the ground limp, and mothers start to cry from the south in the Temple of Bacchus because now everybody around them, including their husbands, have started to cough. Most people in the audience of this large gathering are now.
Your
some
mic
of
is
them
cutting out.
fallen limp on the ground.
And
Have
Hold on.
experienced
I'm gonna
any
give
of
you
these
my
symptoms.
headset.
Even
Hold
though
on.
you were-
Do you want my headset, honey?
Let me just back out and back and get back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god, we didn't social distance.
I know, like, I
It's
come back
good.
from using the restroom to hear coughing and falling over, and I'm like, oh my god.
it's the Backstreet Boys tour.
The Backstreet Boys reunion tour all over again.
They're coming
We
for
should have bought tickets.
us. We should have.
Okay, Teeth, try it. Try now.
So everybody, or hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of people are doubled over, like about to cough their lungs out, using each other for support. Some have fallen unconscious. Some have been starting to be slapped in the face. There's uproar. People are screaming. The guards are restless. They're looking around, and you can see that Barnabas has gathered Queen Janice into his arms and has led her away. Interestingly, none of them are coughing at all. Nobody on the podium, but many people on the ground floor are starting to cough violently.
If I
Korg, are you still where you were?
Yes.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Okay. Oops. Excuse me, I almost dropped that. A 10.
Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. Let me fix that.
Well, while you're fixing stuff, I can re-roll that if you'd if you'd like.
Okay, so let's just... Okay. You don't notice anything except obviously, the uproar in the city is just getting to deafening levels.
if
Um,
if my character tries to cast like Cure Wounds on someone, does it seem to help at all? She's just trying to.
no,
No.
it's not. They've not been wounded.
Yeah, I didn't know if it would help.
Would
In
a
any
medicine
way.
check give you any info? Sorry, that was
Yeah.
that was metagaming of me. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. You go ahead.
Yeah, just trying to. For Edie.
Anybody.
I'm
I
not
would-
around, so it's not going to do much.
Well, you would know. You would notice all this going on.
Oh, I would. I thought I was far away from a crowd, so I would.
No, you're the temple. You're still in the plaza.
Okay.
So,
I mean,
That would.
it's wisdom, so at least I get a bonus on that bad boy.
mm-hmm.
14.
Morbidly curious and is kind of looking around.
Yes.
Colette is going to
Freaking out.
drop all her pamphlets and see if she can see her sister and if her sister is coughing.
Okay.
He's just
You
trying
can
to focus
see
on
you can
people.
see her because she's not far away from you at all. You can tell she's okay.
Okay, Colette's instantly gonna try and help people. She doesn't know Cure Wounds doesn't work, but she's still gonna try and help.
Okay. Yes. You're holding a man who's coughing, and his blood dripping down his face. His eyes are wild. You try to heal him with a spell, and he just looks at you with bewildered eyes, but he doesn't really know what you're doing exactly. Not that he really cares all that much. He's very clearly violently coughing.
Please,
let me
sir,
see.
stay still. I'm trying to heal you, please. And Colette's like shakily, like her hand shakes, and she's trying to cure him.
Okay. And
Sir?
Hello?
okay. And you lose him.
Colette just sits there, staring at the body,
Yeah.
and she's shocked.
All around you, people are starting to fall. Some of them are merely unconscious. Some of them are very clearly on the brink of death. Some of them have even passed on. There's wailing and cries of confusion. Nobody seems like they were prepared for this.
So some of the people are
what was
just
that?
some of the people are just passed out, right? They're still alive.
Barely, but yes.
Colette's going to go ahead and start because she's worked in the temple, she's worked with healing with others. Whoever she sees standing who isn't coughing, she's gonna point at them and have them put the people who are just passed out over to the side in a certain area, but instruct them not to touch the dead.
Okay. So you do this. Some people look around confused, but the others who do know what's going on coerce the others into helping, and Some people are running out of the plaza screaming. So how long have you guys been here? All of you, like, how long have you been here?
Shit hit the fan or from the beginning?
How long have you been in the city?
No.
Let me look at my sheet.
4
How
days.
old am I? 33 years.
Probably about
Okay.
a week.
A week.
Hmm.
Fira,
4 or 5 days.
4 or 5 days, and
I live here.
Yeah, right. Like, I've never left.
live here.
Yeah, Korg
So-
and Colette live here.
So
12 years exactly.
Listen.
see.
I'm very much Charlie Kelly. The idea of leaving Janesport scares and horrifies me.
Okay, so the two of you roll an intelligence check. The two who live here.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
19.
Okay.
A natural 16.
Okay. Both of you remember stuff because you've all been trying to push it to the back of your memory, but you both recall an event that there have been recently a string of murders that have been going on throughout the town. Very clearly, acts of violence. So
Have these been fatal violence or just
yes,
Oh, that's
they were
not the kind
murders.
of violence I normally get involved.
Yes, to be specific, Korg, you know the more recent event pretty well. Colette, you know both of them very well. Let me see. Yeah, actually, all of you roll knowledge checks.
Oh, knowledge checks?
Or whatever, just intelligence checks.
Well, 11. So,
You know, I'll say you know because you live here.
okay, cool.
15.
18.
Yeah, because this stuff has happened the last couple of days, actually. Nothing.
22.
Okay, so all of you have heard news about these murders. Korg, you remember the more recent one, but you can't remember the details of the last one. So yeah, a member of parliament died the other day. He had his throat had been slit in his bed.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. The night before, a couple nights before, you remember an artist had been killed by a stab wound as well. While they were actually no, this artist was at the temple, and they had been pushed from the edge. The temple, the temple of Lucius, is high on a ledge that overlooks the plains of Novendrak, and it looks as though she fell to her death. This was a few days ago.
That by Nightbot. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I just wanted to share the link from my class. I understand.
Okay.
You
And
should be
the first
permitted.
murder in the
You can post it now if you want.
Okay.
yeah.
I was
the
just
first-
sharing the class that I am playing since it is
Yeah.
not a standard class.
Yeah, the first murder, because there were 3 murders, was it was a commoner, but it was a commoner. He was just stabbed in the gut and left to die.
All of those things are things I am not about.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. You roll.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
sorry.
give me a second. I gotta go welcome people. Be right back. Guys, thank you so much for the raid. Nate, what have you done? Oh my goodness, Unique Connie. Thank you so much for the follow. Hello, everyone. My name is PsycheSiren therapist by day, playing a tiefling cleric right now. Fangirl, thank you for the subscription. Oh my goodness, thank you for the follow, Owl King. Let's celebrate, give the dragon a treat on D&D nights. Oh, she's so sleepy. Oh, Gloom, thank you for the follow. On D&D nights, we have a dragon. Her name is Stella. Let's give her a little treat from Nate. Hi, you ready? Pachoo! She's very sleepy. I will be talking to y'all in text, but I will be chatting with the party every other day when we stream Variety. I do chat quite a bit. You can't get me to shut up, but D&D nights, I make sure to have my party talk. Oh, Dyer, thank you so much. Yeah, Nate, I am a therapist. I am an LAC, mental health specialist by day. Whatever this is on Twitch at night. Oh, so many feedings. Come here, baby. Pachoo. All right. So we're gonna go back to chatting with them. Thank you to all our new follows. Y'all are so sweet. Please don't expect skill. Maybe entertainment, but here we go.
Yeah, but you guys keep
All right,
going.
I'm here.
I watched a
Feed
lot
your
on you
husband.
guys on Fair Charity stream, which is
Oh,
how I knew
yeah.
about Santa Fe / New Old Mexico.
Ah!
Corinne was like, she's gonna think that I told you about it. I'm like, no, you had it on the TV while I was playing Fallout. I heard it. Like, look, I don't use my history degree for a lot anymore. But I was able, when she was like New Old Mexico, I was like, come on. Santa Fe is an easy one. I could understand.
To be fair, I hadn't slept when we did the 30-hour charity stream.
She refused to sleep. That would be more accurate to say.
I'm like, look, there's a lot of states that I don't know their capitals off the top of my head, but for some reason, New Mexico is one I do.
I thought it was Albuquerque.
Well, that's
and
what
then
I said. I'm like, she could have guessed Albuquerque. Like in Illinois, it's like if you don't guess Springfield, you can at least guess Chicago or Peoria. Like, come
So
on.
glad that I didn't take those quizzes. I would have been so bad.
I did really bad on the first one. I didn't actually do it on stream, but then I kind of committed some to memory, and then I eventually got to the point where I got 50 out of 50.
Don't worry,
Nice.
Psyche. At the job Corinne and I had worked at right before the Backstreet Boys reunion tour, we would do Office Olympics every month, and one of the ones we did was harder and harder U.S. trivia. So we started with states, which everybody we worked on, and then it went down to state capitals, which was down to me and one other person, and I only got 30 out of 50. I felt like a failure. It's like I went to school for 4.5 years to know all this history and stuff about America, and I couldn't remember all the states' capitals. I'm a failure.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You passed. So.
I live in my in-laws' basement, PsycheSiren.
Listen, everyone lives in a basement eventually at some point in their life.
And our
It's
thing was
2020.
Before the Backstreet Boys reunion tour, we were saving up to buy a house. Now we're the moment one of us is employed, we're moving out of this goddamn basement. We're moving to an apartment. So we'll see. I had an interview for a hospital the other day, so we'll find out. Yeah, for a customer relations, since I clearly don't have any actual, training in medicine, but I have training in customer service. So
Hey, that's needed.
yeah.
So
And
T
I-
Pointner, can you bring us back to us seeing everyone around us die?
I'm sorry, someone went to the bathroom, so I figured I'd chat about.
So,
No, definitely.
If any of you want to, is Gil still gone?
We're good.
Okay. So bunch of people are dying. You cannot tell exactly what is causing them to die, but
Oh, and you may not have noticed, but Swampy got a 21.
everybody.
And I got a 14 on this. So Swampy might.
Checks.
Oh, your mic is doing that thing again,
Yeah,
honey.
I can't
There
hear
you go.
anything.
Oh no.
I'm gonna buy you a fancy microphone and just mail it to you. If if anybody's seen the Roll logo, I literally own that microphone. So it's a fancy pants, old-fashioned metal microphone. I'll order you a microphone, Teeth. You just let me know.
Okay, so what did everybody roll?
21 for medicine. So EV and then Cord got a 14.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can. So for medicine, you kind of wiped the side of the mouth of somebody who's fallen unconscious or dead. You can't really tell just by looking, and you give it a whiff. It smells like something that you recall. It smells like something you recall that might be poisonous.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find some poisons and make something up. That's not what I want.
This doesn't seem normal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can tell that something's up. Roll a investigation check, because all of you remember something that seemed like a murder happening recently.
Righteous.
Thank goodness.
Oh, I don't have any points in insight. 11.
Okay. You get a feeling that this might not be just a random occurrence. Fear, roll an investigation check as well.
Rolled a 12 for investigation.
You get kind of the same feeling, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
So, is it everybody around us? You said that, like, there's some people who are unconscious, some people that seem obviously dead.
Not absolutely everybody, but roughly 1 out of every 3 people has started coughing violently,
Okay.
and you all seem to be fine.
That didn't come through.
Scarf.
That didn't come through.
Vera's gonna kind of cover her mouth with her scarf.
Okay. Yeah, oh my goodness. Eviana is going to start grabbing people and kind of separating them, like the ones who are alive and the ones who aren't alive.
Yeah, so roughly 15 minutes have passed. And you hear a voice from the front of the gathering at the table.
Mm-hmm.
A big announcement has been made by Janice herself.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Janice herself? Oh, no.
Yes, the Queen. My loyal countrymen and visitors from afar, my friends,
Ugh, Daddy Hunkrat.
my colleagues, my family. Something
Oh, your mic did it. It did the thing.
No. Something.
All right, I'm going to link you to the mic Corinne uses,
Come
and it's
on.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Just leave the call and join it.
He already
back.
did.
Okay.
Were you saying something?
No, they're just gonna drop a link. What were you saying? We just couldn't hear you.
Okay. Friends, colleagues, countrymen, friends from afar. seems that a malicious specter looms over this day of delight and merriment. My scouts, my spy master Resht, has informed me that many people here have ingested a poison that wrings out your lungs of all the air and blood within. We do not know the nature of this assault. We do not know who is responsible. But mark my words, terrorism will not be tolerated in the great kingdom of Novendrock. And all of those who are responsible will be brought to justice, whether by the scale or the sword. And she returns from whence she came, and everybody in the crowd starts talking. Everybody who has ingested the poison by now has died. So there's not any people who are like clinging to life. Anybody who ingested the poison and started showing symptoms immediately, that is. Presumably anybody who had something to drink was probably poisoned, but not everybody was affected by it.
Interesting.
So, based upon that, what do you guys want to do?
Is there? Oh, you can continue. Mine's not.
Oh, I was just gonna see if Eviana sees any shifty figures around.
No, but you can remember there was a shifty figure earlier.
It was that one dude with the big old schnauzer.
Yes.
Can Eviana go and look for this man? And kind of follow back to where she last saw him heading?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay.
Do you want to go by yourself?
She just starts going. Yep. Okay.
Colette's gonna run up. Where do you think you're going?
Well, if you would like to help, and if you're so interested, there was a shifty-looking individual that I saw leave. I was gonna go and try and track him down.
All by yourself?
Yeah. That's
Well, I'm
kind of what
going
I
with
do.
you. You don't know the area like I do.
Oh, it sounds like we
fair.
have a little party going.
Oh,
Hi.
Oh, hello.
well, I mean, if we want to make an event of it. There was a man, he was shifty. He had a big nose. I was gonna go track him down.
Is he shifty because he has a big nose? Or are you just describing him?
I am just describing him.
No.
Sister.
Prejudiced, are you? I'm saying this from a completely different room. From you.
I learned a lot about the magic arts, but I didn't learn much about the psychology or the therapist arts, so I don't think I'm going to be much help for the two of you, but I would really love to tag along, because I am interested. This is quite a terrible act here, and I'd like to poke about and see what happens.
Well, you're...
Alright.
Psychology,
Most
and I have
welcome.
an internet connection, so clearly I know the most about psychology here. Just kidding.
What was
So,
that?
I will lead the way. Just tell me which way he went, and maybe I can get us there quickly.
Well, if you would, for once, follow my lead. Let's
For
go, sister.
once! And then they
also
just
Kira.
keep bickering down, like, the alleyway.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you got us lost? That one time?
Goodness.
I just wish I could cast friends on both of you.
Yes, that'd make things much more tolerable. Besides, the only reason we went in the forest was because you saw a pretty butterfly and just decided that you wanted to go and try to find it, and you can't track for shit.
I was 7! Just because you cannot track at 7 does not mean you cannot track later in life.
Have we run into Korg yet? We like on.
Like, I'm sitting here like, man, I'm glad I'm not around.
Yeah, so Ford's kind of hanging out. I presume he's probably hanging out around the meeting place between the Hyphus and Nint temples, where the suspicious individual was last seen.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, did Captain Big Nose like come out of that temple, or is he still?
No, yeah, you saw him leave, but you didn't see which, or you should say, you didn't see anything beyond the fact that he left the courtyard.
Because I remember he was pouring all that wine and then he left. So that's why I'm like, if Korg had a beard, a big beard, he'd be stroking it. Right now he's just got, you know, a 2-month quarantine beard. Guys, I shaved my 1.5-year beard for online interviews when quarantine started. I haven't shaved since.
Oh god.
Feel that.
Oh, we're at BRB screen right now.
Oh, sometimes the chat freezes, so I take it
Oh,
to
okay.
BRB to refresh it. That's it.
I gotcha. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Korg! Oh, please come over here and oh, they just keep going. Have you ever? And it's kind of sad, of course. Have you ever seen 2 like male cats fight for dominance in an area? Like,
And I just say like very bluntly, yes.
this is very similar.
Yes, they're what you might call sisters.
I've never
They're more
had
dangerous than male cats. They're the most dangerous thing I've ever met.
Oh my
And
god.
Your stuffed animal when we were younger was way cuter, but no, you just had to have mine as well.
Well, someone was said to be the hero of our village because we have an ugly mole, but no, it's the
All
stuffed
Korg does-
animal.
It's not a
All Korg
mole.
does is, like, gesture to the two of them, like, you see, Fira, sisters.
I'm gonna have Syndra like fly in between the 2 of them. Like, you're like, all right, hello. I just want to get your
Hi.
attention. I think that you've many things you could probably discuss. But the large-nosed individual, yes?
Yes,
Korg, did you
yeah.
see this? It looked like you walked off for something.
Yeah, there's this man, you know, the man with the big nose. Not that everyone with a big nose is bad. All wizards are bad. I look at Fira.
I'll be kind of shrugged.
They're
Korg assumes that everyone with a big nose or a beard is a wizard. Not that every wizard is bad either. But he was, you know, pouring that wine a little early. He bumped into me really rudely. I'm a big, upstanding member of this community, you see. He treated me crudely. So I followed him, and he, you know, he's been doing suspicious stuff. I've lost him. But right after I lost him, everybody started getting sick. And that's no good. Anybody here drink that wine?
I did.
I did not.
No, you drank the gin.
Yeah, I had a sip of the gin, but also
drank
Fear
the
didn't
wine.
drink a lot.
Uh-oh.
I drank it.
Yeah, we both drank it.
You're
Are you
all
sick?
right.
Do you feel like coughing? Are you just holding it in because you're awkward?
No, I'm not. You're
You
so
used to
funny.
do that when you were younger. She
No,
used to
you
do
did
that
a
when
lot
she
of
was
things.
Younger.
You
She'd
used
get,
to
like,
pee the
really
bed
red in the
sometimes
face.
when you were younger, and you know, I mean,
Yeah, when I was 3, you did too. I knew because we shared a bed and it was always really awful.
whatever. I think it was your pee more than mine.
Whoa.
I think I just peed to make you mad because you peed first.
That's
Please
even more
stop saying
pathetic
that.
than,
It got
than
cold, so I
peeing
had to
accidentally.
rewarm
You're
it.
peeing angrily on purpose. That's just sad.
All right, because you guys have said pee like 6 times, I'll be right back.
That cider goes right through you.
Well, stream actually ends soon, so I'm holding it.
This is a wonderful family reunion and all, but
Could have fooled me.
we should. I think
Yes,
there's something
Yeah.
very bad happening.
Yes. Let's keep going. Push forward.
I would love to hear you argue more later. It's very fascinating, but
You know, that's the thing
Okay,
that's fascinating
so
for you.
what do you guys want to do?
I'm
Find the man.
I'm just
if I
retracing
need to ask
steps.
around even and be like, have you seen a
Mhm.
large-nosed individual? Strange beard?
Okay. So person A who you interview is very shaken up, and they don't notice it. They didn't notice anything. Okay.
We keep asking.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah, because he's so far gone that, like, the only luck we'll have is maybe somebody saw him.
I've
Yeah.
returned. Sorry.
Okay. Who wants to ask next?
I will.
Next person. Okay.
I'm sorry to bother you, but have you seen any large-nosed, maybe bearded individual? He would have been walking out of this temple. He seemed a little suspicious. In a hurry.
Yeah. Something caught my nose about him. He smelled like gin, cucumbers and melons, mint. Wonderful
Yeah.
and disgusting at the same time.
Yeah, that would be the one. Yeah, he owes me money. Which way do you see him go?
I saw him head south, between the Temple of Hyphus and Nint. So you're standing in front of the Temple of Hyphus, and the Temple of Nint is directly to the southeast of the Temple of Hyphus. So he probably headed between the alleyway between those two buildings.
Oh, thank you, lad. And just kind of gives like a half nod and then turns back. This way. Apparently went south, in between the temples. I would, I don't know the city, so one of you guys should lead, probably.
Can your bird like fly around and look?
Oh, yeah, is there anyone here that would like to lead me, though? Because I can't really see what I'm looking through.
I'll lead the way if
Sure.
Eviana won't.
No.
And
Well,
I kind of
think
put my
here.
hand in
like
front of you and I'm like, lead the way through the city of Janesport. Well.
yeah,
I
probably
didn't
should
quite
maybe.
mean that. Hey, Evie, can you just hold my hand? And just
Oh.
physically lead me. I'm gonna be blind and deaf.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
Port kind of like looks down at his drink and's like, all right.
Evie
You guys lead however you need to. I'm just, if I'm going to look through Syndra's eyes, I can't see through my own.
I feel
I'm
like
gonna
it's
physically pick Fira up. Like a baby.
Oh, well, this isn't quite what I had in mind, but I don't really care. And then you just see like her eyes, like kind of like how, like when someone in Game of Thrones like wargs is like, and like they go white. And I'm gonna fly Cinder up and see if I, not like really high where people are like ants, but like do a pass over that alley and the area surrounding it to see if I notice like a hooded figure, anyone looking shady and like moving quickly, kind of based off the descriptions I've gotten.
Okay, so you're all heading south, I assume. You can't see anything in particular, because the other guy got a fair lead on you. Let me see. So you come to the rough edge of where the Royal District meets the Arts District. The Arts District is where you guys were. The Royal District is where all the government buildings are. And you can't catch. You haven't seen any sign of him. at the, or I should say, so there's inns and taverns scattered throughout the city. Also local shops. Do you want to talk to anybody who's been outside of those buildings? See if they saw somebody.
Yeah, sure. Anyone we can.
Okay.
If I'm not seeing anything through my bird's eyes, then I'll come back into my own and walk by myself.
I pat you on the back before I sit you down, like, it's all right. Yeah. You know what? Some of us sometimes, have these issues. I set you down gently, tussle your hair a little bit.
I kind of go to fix it, and you see my eyes go from like the whited out back to the amber color.
Then I slap you on the back. What's your AC?
11.
That's all right. I only rolled a 5 plus 5, so you're okay. So I hit you a
You're
little
okay,
on the
girl.
back. You don't take any
Thank-
damage.
Thank you for that.
God, your claws hurt. Son of a bitch! Get off my lap.
Oh, you're
That's
talking to the
fun.
cat. I'm like, my
Yeah.
claws hurt.
Cats are
So, I guess talk to whomever you want. So, right here around the barrier between the towns, there are 3 shops and 2 taverns within about 100 block radius. 100-foot radius around either way.
This would be an investigation check, right?
Well, you're just
To talk
asking.
to people, yeah.
You're talking to people. So
just
if
Chop.
so just ask somebody if they've seen anything.
Yeah. Evie would go into like a tavern and ask around, see if anyone came in, needed a
Okay.
room or anything. Or if it's just a tavern.
Okay, so
Oh, of course,
there
my
are
sister's
10
first
people-
stop is a
there are 10
tavern.
people in here.
Oh.
They're all kind of gossiping back and forth because they have recently received the news that you all have been, or I should say, that you all have experienced firsthand. 10 people, including the shop, or I should say, the barkeep and the runner girl. So, anybody you want to ask in particular? There's 2 couples. 2 couples, and that makes 6, and a group of 4 male friends sitting around a table.
I think I'm gonna swagger my ass up to those male friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a big strong man. These are a bunch of brus.
Okay.
From one Chad to the other. Have you
Oh my god.
Jesus God.
seen an individual with a large nose, human, a bit suspicious, running around my town?
Okay, so
I'll roll or whatever check you tell me to, bad boy.
I guess roll a persuasion check because you're trying to. Mostly just because you're trying to. Really, I'm only saying that because I want to see if they even will give you the time of day or they're too busy.
What if I'm flexing a lot and looking manly? Can I do intimidation?
If it doesn't work, Colette will come by.
Sure. Go ahead. Roll an intimidation check.
Intimidation,
See if you can
thank
shock
Christ.
them into memory.
13 plus 3 is 16.
Okay, so they're kind of frightened by you, and they make no, sir. We didn't mean to disturb or anything, master. We didn't see nothing. No large nosed man this way, no, sir. And you can tell they're not. You can tell pretty obviously they're not. They're not bluffing.
I turn around and kind of shrug to the rest of the group, like,
But
I've done all I can do.
the barkeep sent the runner girl over to you because it seems like you're causing trouble. She asks you what's all the hubbub. She's not directly confrontational, but she is a bit, or I should say, there's clearly like it's a veneer over it's a thin veneer over a lake of contempt.
Colette is going to step in front and say, "Hello, I am with the Great Temple of Lucius. We're looking for a lost soul, and all we wish to do is help find him and make him better."
If you don't help us find him, then she's just gonna find any lost soul to convert to Lucian. So, you don't want it to be you.
Okay, roll both of you roll a persuasion check to see if they well, I guess it would be
Well, I got a high modifier, so I was.
I guess I'm not sure if it would be a persuasion check or are you trying to deceive or are you being forthright?
No,
I
she
guess?
truly believes it is a lost soul that they need to find.
Okay, roll a persuasion check then.
You want me to roll one too, or just her?
Just her for now.
18 total.
Okay. She can tell you're being earnest, so she says, "Oh, just tell me what you want to know, and I'll see if I can help you in any way."
Well, he was of average build. He had a rather large nose. Does she say anything after the large nose is dropped?
His nose is very hawkish. He has raven black hair and beady eyes.
He's a bird.
Yes. Have you seen a man similar to this?
Funny you should mention that. I did see somebody heading toward the royal district towards the west. They were heading in the general direction of Parliament, I think.
Thank you so much, dear. May Lucius bless you all. And she motions for the rest of us to leave, because she knows if they know the real reason, it'll cause a panic. And anyone with a large nose will be attacked. So she's trying to get everyone else out of the tavern.
Okay. So you've just learned that this seedy individual was heading toward the royal district in about the general direction of Parliament, which is just to the north of the royal palace. You Korg and Colette know that. The other two of you probably wouldn't.
Nope.
I would share that knowledge with them once we were outside the tavern walking.
Okay. So what do you choose to do with this knowledge?
Well, we have to find him, of course. It is not right for someone who harms Lucius's followers to just get away.
Okay, so you head in that general direction. Does anyone else have objections to that?
Nope. I'm just keeping an eye out. Keeping my guard up.
So, Korg is gonna follow you around, but also while you guys are doing your thing, he's gonna rip the sleeves off his duster. And does anybody here have a passive perception higher than 13?
Yeah.
Yeah? You notice that my duster has breakaway sleeves.
Gosh.
Awesome.
Oh.
That I intentionally have so that every time I need to rip off the sleeves of my duster, they come off immediately.
Oh, Teeth, by the way, it's midnight. Giving you a
It is
heads up.
Okay, so do you want to end now?
I feel like
or-
before the chase happens, we should probably end now.
Fair.
Yes, the only reason I am fighting for it is because I'm an unemployed drain on the Illinois government. Everybody else has real jobs, so...
Well, no, I don't wish I could be unemployed, but I wish I could be on administrative leave again. That was great.
Look, the first couple weeks were great, but it's been almost 2 months, and I'm going insane.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think my therapist told me he's never seen me happier, which I don't know what that says about me.
Yeah,
You know, a lot of us have noticed
good.
that this is a good break for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like at first I was like, oh man, I have all this time to do stuff, and now I'm like, I sleep till noon, wake up for 3 hours, take a nap, wake up for 3 hours.
Oh, before we end stream, Teeth, come in here because we have 2 Oreo redemptions.
Okay.
He sounds like sad, like, oh okay, I gotta eat Oreos.
Oh man, this party is gonna be a hoot.
This is probably the best first session I've had. Like,
It's a good time.
Oh, but what about almost getting killed by a giant crocodile?
I don't want to
And then
talk about
Jewel.
that session. I don't want to.
Look, it has been nice to finally play 5th edition.
I know. Well, I mean, I've played it before. I'm not like 0 plays like you, but also I'm a very much a perma DM.
I like literally haven't. Like on Roll the Roll, I did our only 5e game. Before that, I've done a bunch of 5e games. I haven't also custom story
hello, husband.
where we only play 5e games. So I have never actually been able
These
to play.
Oreos are redeemed by Swampy and Mina. So get into the mic, guys. You might want to mute us.
No, I want to hear it all.
We hear the chaos.
Give it to me, Daddy.
Don't call him daddy.
No, come on.
Give it
come
to
on,
us, Daddy.
Yeah, he's oh daddy. Oh daddy, my daddy.
Y'all are so cursed. Show them the Oreos in the webcam as proof. They have been eaten. Alright, bye, baby.
All
Oh
I
my
see is your
God.
cat's spot that looks like it had a
It has
potty
poops
break.
on it.
No, it's a treat.
Poop, 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 poop.
How old is your kitty cat that he treated?
Not poop. It's treats. No.
Look, Corinne's cat is like 13 years old, and she treats sometimes.
Oh my god. Anyway, Teeth Whitener, thank you so much for this first session. It was a delight.
It was really good.
I didn't
Well,
know
I
I'd
mean-
enjoy yelling at Swampy so much.
Besides, like, you know, Colette existing and her showing up suddenly after like 11 years, 12
yeah,
years.
and Evie being a know-it-all and just pretending she knows everything.
Yeah, Colette's the worst.
Yeah, Eviana, God, she sounds like a water bottle. I hate it.
I know, oh my god.
Oh my
Colette
god.
sounds like a shoe brand.
A fancy, beautiful shoe brand.
He's fire in Latin.
Ooh.
So what day can we do this next? What are we thinking?
I don't know,
Could
my
do next
schedule's
Thursday,
pretty
man.
packed.
Yeah, not in school, no job. I can do Thursdays again. Like if it's at 9, I can do pretty much any day of the week, except for obviously Sunday.
Teeth, your mic is doing the thing. I hear you talking down the hallway, but
I
it's
heard
not
him
in the
fine.
Discord.
What days work best? Because anytime after 7 on any day of the week is usually okay.
Personally, Thursdays work really well for me.
I
I
like
was gonna say
Thursday.
I am unavailable Friday nights because that's when we do on twitch.tv/rolltheroll ROLLTHEROLE when we do our Starfinder game that Corinne /Manic Pixie Girl and I are both characters on. We need the computer for that day. Saturday night she runs a game on twitch.tv/LeonixPath. Then on Sunday she's on some weird channel called like the Psyche something. As a
Yeah,
bugbear
something
barbarian.
PsycheSiren, she's here. I
For
don't
those
know.
3 days we definitely can't. I can't play. And during the day on Monday, Corinne is currently guest starring as a DM on our friend Travis Legaze / twitch.tv/theplasticAgePlays, who is a writer for the Onyx Backs Publishing's channel. So I can't do those days, but I could definitely do Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Okay.
And I'm pretty much, I mean,
Sorry to totally pick.
because I literally have
Until
at least, like, I thought that we might get to the end of what I had planned, but we might be a fourth of the way there. So
All
I literally any day of the week I've got stuff planned already.
Welcome to being a DM. You never know what they're gonna do.
Tuesdays,
true DM experience.
Thursdays are good until critical.
Whenever you guys
back.
want to do this again is pretty much okay with me.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Thank you so much for being on the show. And remember, check out Roll the Roll. They are fantastic.
I was gonna, if someone wants to give me link posting stuff for 2 minutes, I can post our.
Oh, we got you. We got you. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh my goodness gracious, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to our Dungeons and Dragons night. Usually we only have them on Sundays, but we just had to keep adding them. Thank you so much for showing by. Thank you so much for Nate with that wonderful, wonderful raid and all of these lovely new people. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central. We're gonna be playing scary games. We'll see how that goes. I'm a bit of a weenie, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, take care, y'all. Sleep well. We'll see y'all then. Bye! Oh, frick, that's right. Gil, what time is Monster Hearts on Sunday? Oh, frick. Thank you for reminding me. This Sunday, we usually have D&D at 9, but we will be having a special session, 2 p.m. Central over at Gil's channel, and I'll be posting more about that on the Discord. It is going to be something called Monster Hearts, and it is very roleplay heavy and, a bit rated R. So, you know, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna have Owl, we're gonna have Pixie, Acorns, me, Swampy, and Gil will be DMing. Oh my Lanta, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Bye!
Just the other day, a Yakuza had been back in straight up